Right, welcome back to the channel. This is a review for a SPOMB product, which is part of the Fox group. It is the SPOMB bucket light. I've been using this since they came out, late summer, I would say. Used it quite a few times, so I can give a good review on it now, and I've used it for a few different things, so keep watching. So basically these are $14.99. they're rechargeable. It takes about 3.5 hours to charge from when you first get it. This didn't take that, so they always come with a bit in, but roughly 3.5 hours to charge. It's got a little, I don't know if you can just see it in there. Let's put it up to the camera. In there, that's where you charge it. It's got 3 LED options. You've got down facing white, forward facing white, and down facing red. Brightness wise, it's 5 lumens to 35 lumens. On a full charge, the white lasts 18 hours and the red lasts 35 hours. Did I say it was $14.99? I think so, but I'll just say it again just in case. So basically what it consists of is a clip with like a little, let's put that there so you can see that moves, so it can adjust to sort of clip to different things, which we'll show you in a minute. It's not just, you don't have to just use it for a bucket, which I will show you. And then you've got like a flexible arm, and then you have a head with your white and red and your white on the end with 2 button controls. So basically what you do is you press, well, we'll call this the back button, because if it was like that, you'd have the back button, front button. So the front button, I'm going to blind you now, so watch out. The front button turns that LED on, turns it off. The back button turns, I'll turn it that way so you can see it, the white LED on or the red LED on, and then turns it off. So it's simple, really simple to use. Really great bit of kit. Now, I'll have to grab a bucket in a minute. I'll put some pictures up of me using it spodding when I was out the weekend. I did manage, every time I've used it spodding, I keep forgetting to grab the camera and get a picture of it, because at night time when you're spodding, you just want to get on with it and get back in the bivvy. So I forgot, but this weekend I managed to get it, and that's why I'm now doing this. So I'll put the pictures up of that now if I haven't already put them up, and you can see it whilst I'm talking over it. Basically you clip it to your bucket, and then what you can do is, instead of having your head torch on blinding everybody on the lake, which I had this weekend, I had 3 people opposite me. Oh my god, they had headlights flashing everywhere. It was unreal. It was like a bloody rave down that bottom end. They probably was having a rave, I don't know. They're probably having a really good social. But anyway, you don't have to. You turn your head torch off once you're in the water, clip this on, and it's just concentrated over your bucket, so you can see what you're doing. If you need to clip a rig on, you can see what you're doing. If you need to do whatever you need to do, you can see out in the water. It's clipped to your bucket. I don't have to show you how to clip it to a bucket. You know how to clip it to a bucket. So, and I haven't got a bucket here anyway, because I've forgotten. It's in the back of the shed, and everything's drying because at the weekend we got soaked. So anyway, it's as simple as that. Like I say, on for white, on for red, off, on for the white. Easy as that. Now, what do I keep it in? No, should we? Yeah, let's. Basically, what I keep it in is I've got this little GoPro. It's basically designed to keep your GoPro in. All I do is I wrap it up like this and chuck it in there. And I keep it in there and chuck it in my bag. So I don't use it. Obviously, if you go to somewhere you're not spomming, I don't need it. So I want to just keep it sort of protected and not banged and knocked around, nice and dry. And I just chuck that in my bag, and it's there whenever I need it. So these were peanuts to buy. You don't have to use it, but I like to show you everything I use. Right, so back out, ready to go. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is the Fox medium edges tackle box. It's just one of the newer ones. If you haven't seen the review, watch it. Now, as you know, the lid stays like that, so you can work on it. So you're tying some rigs. So what you can do, let's just say you forgot your bivvy light, your bivvy light's ran out, you're sitting outside and do it, whatever. You can basically clip this to this, put that over there like that, turn it on, angle it to however you want, and you can tie your rigs on here. Okay, you may have it there. But as you can see, there's no weight to it at all. It's still there. You can tie your rigs, and it's just clipped on there, and then when you don't need it, take it off again. So that's one thing, and I have used that once, but it was just handy. I was sitting outside, my bivvy light was obviously inside. It was a bit dark. It was a nice night. I just fancy sitting outside and tying the new rig. Great. I haven't got a head torch on. This is just concentrated on that. Now, let's say you've got And you all know I love this product. I'm just grabbing it. Again, let's just get this out of the way. I want to try and do this video in one shoot. I don't want to sort of stop start it, so just bear with me. It just proves I do use it all like this. I'm gonna have to hold it basically. So this is the Fox 2-tier bivvy table. So what you can do is, oh, wrong way Tim, that way, clip it on there, clip it on the top tier like that. Hopefully you can see in the camera shot. Let's just double check. I don't want to video this and you can't see. Good job I did it. So you can see there, clip it on, do what you got to do, over the table, wherever you want to be. Simple as that, it works. So I did have, before I was with Fox, I had one of the Ridge Monkey power bank tables, and I quite like that. I had a little USB light, and it was quite handy sometimes to have. Well, then obviously changing stuff over to Fox, I didn't have one. Now I've got one, so it's like one light that does everything. You can also use it on here. Now let me just see if you can see this. You have these slots in here. This is where you can push your fingers through to get the legs out. Now you can put it in that way and have it like that. Hopefully you can see that, like that. And again, it's over the table. You can work on whatever you want to work on. Make a cup. This one I use to have all my food and my tea bags and all that sort of cups and drinks on. So you can have it on there and do what you want. The only thing with this is when you pull it back through there, you do have to be careful. It's quite easy to do. Let me chuck this down here. Obviously you've got this little bit here, and that can sometimes flip like that, and it's hard to get. All you do is you stick your finger underneath. Hang on, let me just show you this way. So it can go like that and it sticks under the table. All you do is stick your finger underneath, push it like that, and it comes straight out. Now, what if you haven't got the big two-tier table? I hear you shouting at Tim. Well, I've also got the small one, because this is the one I use for when I take my posh cameras, and I had this sort of sat half under the bed and half out, so I can tuck bits underneath and it's nice and safely out of the way. Well, exactly the same for this one. You've got these bits in here, as you can see there, those slots. So basically, I'll just put it in there so you can see, slots in there, and there you go, nice and sturdy. Look, put that on there, and again, you've got that. So if you use this to tie your rigs or whatever you do, you've got the smaller one because you've got a smaller bivvy or a little brolly or whatever, you can use it for that. Again, what happens, this is the bit where I'm on about, this sometimes, hopefully you can see this, that sometimes when you go to pull that out, that goes like that, and it doesn't come out. It goes all the way around, it does. Let's get it so it sticks. So you go like that and it won't come out. You just push that around like that, push it in, there you go, and pulls out. Simple as that. So there you go, a few options to use the SPOMB bucket light. Obviously for the SPOMB and that, great. I did this as well. I was, you know, if you ever done it, again, I've seen them, I forget what company do it, they do these trays that fit on top of your bivvy, and you can stand outside your bivvy and do your bits and pieces on top of your bivvy. I haven't got one of them. I had one years ago, God knows what happened to it. But anyway, if it's night time and you're doing it, instead of having your head torch on again, because some people, I don't like wearing head torches. I like as little as possible. I do wear them, but as little as possible because they just hurt my head a bit. I'm getting a bit of a softie in my old age. But the nice thing is I can clip this onto that, have that like that, and you work on it. Actually, if you've got the trays, I can't remember who makes them. But yeah, there's several companies that make these trays that clip to your bivvy frame, but I haven't got one. But what I sometimes do is I stand outside and I've got a little tray that just sits on top of my Frontier Perfect, and it's nothing to do with fishing, it's just something I've come across and used. And this, I just clip this to the peak of the bivvy like that, and then bring that over there like that, and then just put a fresh bait on, clip on, and click the light on, put my fresh bait on, and then away we go down to the lake, cast it in, hoping for another fish. So yeah, loads and loads of uses. I'm sure if you've got one, you'll find loads of uses for it as well. I have had this as well. Another thing I used this for was I was doing some filming and I hadn't got a head torch, because the problem with a head torch when you're filming, if you're filming somebody else, I sometimes forget to turn it off, and then as you're you're filming the person that side of the camera, and if you've got a head torch on, it flashes and the camera picks it up. So I tend to, when I'm filming somebody, I don't have a head torch on, or I physically take it off and put it in my pocket out of the way before I start, so I know it's not. The worst thing is you've done filming and then you look back, you know, the next day when you're home, or the next couple of days when you're home, and then you see this head torch flashing on this person. So I take it off before I even turn the camera on. Well, with this, what I can do is I clip this onto, I'll probably get a picture and put up here now after I've finished this, because my other tripod, what I use for night shots, is in the house, so I'll go and get that in a minute. I clip this onto the upright of the tripod, and then what I can do is I can have that on there, so if I need to change the microphones, change the lighting system, change whatever, I can have this on. I've got a nice little light behind the camera, and basically it's not interfering with, because you can twist it. So if you imagine this was clipped onto the tripod like that, so I have that like that facing me, and the person here we're filming, I can have that on. So if I turn it the other way around, let's pretend you are the person that I'm filming with the fish, I am the person videoing you. I have this on, not that one, Tim, that one. I have that on like that, and there's no light going that way at all on the person I'm filming. It's just this way, so I can see what I'm doing, and if I need to adjust something, change something, or read something, or, you know, prompt somebody. I've got some notes here, I need to prompt them of something, I can do it all here, and there's no light going that way, whereas that way it would do. Right, so like I said, I use different tripods. The three main bigger ones I use that I may use this SPOMB light on is, this is the one I use it on probably a lot of the time. This is my Manfrotto, what I use for a lot of my night shots. It's fantastic tripod. I've been using it quite a while, got all my little different attachments, and it's so I can use it. This is the one I will use it most time. So basically what I do is, as you can see, got that, I just clip it onto there like that. It clips onto this main center bit, and then I can work this. So basically, if you're, let's say pretending I'm videoing you, I'm behind the camera, I can turn this on. Turn the wrong one on again, Tim. And yeah, I can turn this on, I can see my bits and pieces, but you've got no light at all, so it doesn't affect any of the filming, especially at night time. So that's what I use on this one. Slips on there a treat, just on and off that main center stem. So I'll chuck this one down here. The next one I use quite a bit, this is my posh one, this is my small rig camera tripod. So hopefully you can see that there. And again, on this main center stem here, on the smaller part, 'cause it's got two parts of the stem, on the smaller top part, which I'd use, again, it just clips on there like that. And then once again, if I need to do anything, I can see, it's not blinding you. Again, not altering the video in any way whatsoever. So this is the one that I use on my posh camera. So I do use it on this one, these two mostly, should I say. Then I have got, let's turn that off, my other tripod, that one down there, is the one you'll see in my Bivvy quite a bit. Now I don't use the light on this one very often, but if I need to, I'm going to show you it this way around. I've got, let me show you, let me take it off and show you. So this is a GoPro, man. I've got, it's a stretchable rubber strap. I don't know if you can see that there. And it's designed to fit around multiple different sizes quickly. Flip it around, clip it on, and it can fit, and then you put your different mounts. I've got this for something else, but yeah, I do use it with some of my GoPro stuff. This stem on this one, this is my Tarian one, what I have on my iPad on quite a lot, and it is quite a bit thicker, so this won't fit this. I would probably say that's got to be probably about, I don't know, 30 odd mil sort of thing across. So basically what I do, and I've only ever used it once on this for basically I was reading something at night time, and I clipped this on so I could read, save having a head torch, save having a Bivvy light on, I could just concentrate on what I was doing. So basically that flips around there like that, hopefully you can see, you just sit it round, that comes round, clips on there like that, and that sits like that. Now what I do with that is this, I'm going to do it your way so you can see, I just clip that on there like that. And then again, once again, I can alter that around to wherever I want, turn it on, turn it off, do whatever I want to do. and that sits on there. Like I said, I don't use it on this one very often, but I thought I'd just show it just in case you've got one of these. So yeah, that's the Tarian, that's the small rig, and that's the Manfrotto. I think that's how you say it, Manfrotto or something like that. They're the three main sort of bigger tripods I use that it fits on. My smaller tripods, I don't fit it on them. I don't need it on them. These are just my main ones for when I'm filming other people. But these are my two main ones. But as you can see, fits them quite easy. Nice. Oh, fell off. Look. Oh, it's good. I've got that way round. There you go. Had it. You make sure that's round that way and that grips it. So yeah, it fits on there a treat. Both of them, look, as I say, clips on. Just make sure that's that way and that sits on there, no problem. So loads of uses. I'm finding more and more uses for this as I go. What did I do with it before we had it? God knows. If you've got any uses you use it for, let me know in the comments. I'd really like to know, because you never know, some of them might help me and I might not have thought of them yet. So great little product, doesn't cost a lot, doesn't weigh a lot, doesn't take up a lot of space, but has lots of uses. So like I say, let me know in the comments and what you use it for, and also don't forget to like, subscribe and share and tell your mates. And on the next one of the next videos, I'm doing another product at the minute to do with spodding and spomming, and then after that we're going to probably do a product where we do a giveaway again. So go get one if you ain't got one. They're fantastic.